Traditional Sweet Recipes from Malta Volume 2, soon available at www.traditionalmaltesweets.com. Traditional Sweet Recipes, creating a small slice of Malta that feels like home.
Għal-ġimgħa jiena Marlin Xikluna insellem lilkom il-koll mill-belt ta' Melbourne minn fejn nipproduċu l-programm Maltese DownUnder. Grazzi li qed terġgħu tingħaqdu magħna u grazzi akbar lill-sponsors kollha tagħna li permezz tal-appoġġ tagħhom qed iwaslulkom dan il-5 staġun. Il-programm tal-lum ser joħodna fl-istudju tal-artist Percy Cartwright u mbagħad naslu wasla sa' Essendon fil-Maltese Pastizzi Bar and Restaurant. Mela, l-ewwel mistieden fil-programm tal-lum huwa l-artist Percy Cartwright f'intervista ma' Mark Avellino.
Percy Cartwright, it's not a very Maltese name,
No.
but you are born and bred in Malta. Could you tell us a little
thorough Maltese bred.
Could you tell us a little bit about your family background?
Yeah, my grandfather was born in Alexandria, but he was English parents, English-Irish, right? During the First World War, he went to Malta, okay? And here he goes. He met a lady, which is my grandmother, and my father was come, later, and then we come over in Malta. So my father and our generation, they were in Malta.
Yeah.
So I'm Maltese.
Yeah. And where in Malta did you grow up?
And mainly in Hamrun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I was born in Birkirkara,
Yeah.
and raised in Hamrun. So when I was about even 12, 13, I used to go to the School of Art in Malta. Right? I went there for a little while. Then I met my wife, and that stopped, of course. Then I come to Australia.
Like most artists, even today, you need to have another job to supplement your interest. Were you still painting at this stage or drawing?
Yes, I was. Sorry. Yeah, I was doing small paintings. I was more or less thinking of a realist, copy what I see. But I wanted to go further than copying what I see, because if you see a scenery, I'm not knocking people that do the realist, right? But if you see a scenery, it's the colors and the scene and the composition, it's all there.
Yeah.
But if you go another different way, it comes from your head. You have to make the colors work. You do a few sketches. So I used to do a lot of sketches. I've got a few sketches which I haven't painted yet, but it reminds me, gives me sort of a clue what I was doing. So afterwards, I decided to do what I was, planning to do. But I still have some that I haven't done yet.
Yeah. When you sort of think about that really early period where you were juggling both sides, both needs, I suppose, and then you're working up to producing more work over time.
Yeah.
Did the themes and the technique of how you would be working now, how long did a lot of what we see here be core to how you produce your work?
I think that's an individual thing. It's not. You probably see some kind of subconsciously. Probably you pick things up when you go to galleries and see other people's work, right? But most of the time it's you. You make mistake, and you try and fix it, try to rectify it. So from those mistakes, you really learn a lot. So that's, I think, how I changed and I just wanted to do my feelings, If something goes wrong, like September 11, I had to paint something about it. The drugs, that people, when they see it, say, oh, that's, morbid.
Yeah.
But it's not that it's morbid, it's what happens, So that's what I paint about.
So is there, in most of your work, a message of some sort in the work?
A lot of them. Yeah, a lot of them.
If you were to describe your technique,
Yeah.
how would you describe it? You know, predominantly oil paint.
Oil painting, yeah. I would say subconscious futurism.
Yeah.
You know, those sort of similar, because that gives you the future, that what we're doing, and subconscious, you wake up, you know, just don't do these nasty things to the world, you know.
As far as, you know, commissioned work and work that's been exhibited, tell us a little bit about that side of what you've done.
Yeah, didn't really have many exhibitions. It was all community. People can't come in and pay $600 or $2,000 for a painting. And these don't go to a house, I don't think. They go to more or less a gallery, you know. I did commissions. I've got one in Cairns, 2 in England, 2 in Malta. Around Melbourne, I've got about 3.
Yeah. So when you're doing a commissioned work, how is that different to doing something that's more for yourself?
Okay, I can't say I don't like it, but because it's not my work. It's copying the work. But I would rather do my work, you know, what I feel, and something to get someone thinking, not a realist.
So Percy, you say that you've never had an exhibition like in a gallery as such, but why is that?
I've been too busy, you know, like not just work, with the family, you know, so I'd never had the chance to go around and look, or I would be happy if someone comes in and say, I'll take them and set them up, you know, I'll show them. I don't think I worked hard enough to do it.
It'd be interesting actually to get your take on prizes like the Archibald Prize, you know, what do you think of those type of awards?
I think they are marvelous, and I'm always going to run later on.
Yeah.
You know? So I hope eventually, if I would like to go in it, you know, but I'm not sure why I don't. You know, I would like to go into it. Yeah, maybe next year we'll see one. I've got a few people that I can ask, you know, and do their portraits. Some of them I'm not quite, you know, happy that they won, but which I've seen some good ones, you know.
And that's why it's always so controversial as a prize, because sometimes people win because of the celebrity and not because of the quality of the work.
Yeah.
If we look at the work around us, we've got a very colourful piece there.
Yeah.
We've got a piece there, which I might get you to talk about that, because it's clearly in shot and it's got quite a message to it. So you've got like some very contemporary work there, some religious work kind of in the background there, something a bit more traditional over here, and then we've got some more contemporary over there. So it's a very eclectic range of images, which shows the diversity of what you do and can do. This one interests me, if maybe you could talk our audience through it a little bit, because it does sort of resonate a little bit.
Well, the octopus, it's an oil slick, right? Which it's coming out from the tank, and it's got a word on it, chemical, which it means chemical killing. So that's what happens when they have an oil slick. You get all kinds of killing, like birds, fish. You know, it's ruined the whole area. You know, and at that time there was, when I painted it, there was a lot of 1990. It must have been just before. There was a few oil leaks, tanks. That at the same time on the tank I put a tap, so we have control over these things. You know, it doesn't. You don't have to carry the oil in the water. It's transport with trains or something. You know, but and that octopus, it's grabbing everyone by the neck, and that's why you got the head with the eye popping out. It means that it could all big human, you know, and animals at the same time. There's like a chimney there that represents pollution. There's a ghost town up there. There's oil coming into the sand as well. And there's Normie, I call him, over there.
Yeah.
Right? He's on a deck chair, relaxing, having his beer, and doesn't concern him, you know, so, which it should.
So Percy, when you're starting to work on a new piece of work, how do you map it out? So, you know, do you start with a sketch first? Do you do it on the canvas directly?
It depends how the mood is at the time. Sometimes I sketch. When I had the shop, I used to teach art, right? And I used to tell the students, I used to say, look, when you're painting or sketching, especially painting, it talks to you, you know? Because when you put something in there and in your eyes it doesn't look right, it's just like saying change, you know?
Yeah.
So that's what I did with some of these. You know, I did do sketch, or the rest of it then a fine sketch just to give me the idea what I'm thinking, because sometimes to think about it and make it, it's a little bit harder. So then I start on the canvas, and I feel it. You know, I feel that what I have to put in. So I just work on that. The feel, canvas talking to me. Not in my language, in colour language. the sun and Eric Clapton going up the stairs here, staircase to heaven. And broken guitar, broken heart because of his loss. The strain is the pain that he's suffering.
Maltese DownUnder thanks the Malta Tourism Authority, Mayfield's business advisors, MPD Steak Kitchen, Maltese Pastizzi Bar and Restaurant, First National Balkan Associates, Maltese Original Pastizzi Company, Smartline, and our bronze sponsors.